Hey friends, it's Haley Shanley, co-host of the Gpsv podcast. It's with a heavy heart this week that I am not heading north and east to the big 40th edition of Gpsv. It will have to wait another year, but I am so excited to be back in 2023. So in light of event week, what it was supposed to be, we're going to do our best to give you the virtual experience. We're bringing you podcasts, race footage from years past, more content, articles, and more. So with that, this first episode, I'm bringing you Jordan Lebel and Francis Pelletier, two Warnett Racing Skidoo riders who are making headlines this season. Jordan Lebel is undefeated in the Pro Lite class. Yes, 6 races, 6 wins. He is on fire right now. So we'll talk to him about that, as well as his history with Gpsv. There was a lot of it. Same for his teammate in the pro class, Francis Pelletier. Francis has quite the history with the event and made history, his own personal history, just recently by sweeping a weekend in Dubuque, Iowa, his first career win on Friday night, and he backed it up Saturday night with win number 2. So super exciting for him. He just came off of a tough weekend where he did sustain an injury. So we're going to talk to him more about that, and can't wait to catch up with these two gentlemen. So check this out. This is Jordan and Francis. Jordan, we'll start with you here. Obviously, undefeated. How are you feeling about everything? You've been the guy to beat in Pro Lite.
I'm feeling good. It's just great to be able to win a lot of race like this. The team is perfect. I can ask for better. My sled is perfect, and I think just everything is going good right now, and everything's together. So to make it work.
And leading up to this season, obviously you had to have some confidence going into this year, but did you know at that point that you were going to be this dominant as we approach the halfway point?
No, definitely not. I was for sure wanting to win a couple races and to be in the top 5 or top 3, but I definitely didn't know I was gonna be that dominant this year.
In the finals, you've been kind of untouchable. You've really checked out by the end of the race, but earlier in the day in the qualifying rounds and even in the finals earlier on, who would you say has been the toughest competitor? Because asking any of those guys, they'll all say it's you.
I would say Riley Bester probably. He can get a good start, and he's really fast. He has good lines, so he's hard to pass.
And everyone's wondering, and maybe this depends on if you get the Pro Lite championship, but what are your plans for next year if you win the championship? Is there any rumor that you may just jump up to pro?
Honestly, I really don't know yet. Our initial plan was to stay in Pro Lite and defend the title, but yeah, it's still something to talk about with the Skidoo and the team. So yeah, I don't know yet.
Gotcha. Well, a lot of people are wondering, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do for the rest of the season. Francis, you had a lower body injury in Fargo. Tell us, how are you feeling a few days afterwards?
Yeah, I started working yesterday when I was heading to the airport going back home. So I cannot put a lot of weight on it, but I can still walk. So that's basically where I am now. It's been a bummer for me to get 2 injuries so far this year. The first one was by my fault because I hit some ice on the track, but getting hit in the corner should not happen the way we race right now. In pro, you should know what you're doing and control yourself.
And how frustrating was that, not just to get hurt, but to do so after coming off of a weekend where you swept the weekend? Were you feeling pretty good about your performance earlier that day before the accident?
I was feeling pretty good. We had some tough start in the heat qualifier because obviously we always test some stuff. So we think we're getting some better stuff getting at the races. But we went back to what we had at Dubuque in the final. I've been second on the whole shot, so it was really, really good. I was not battling for the last place. I was battling there for the 4th place and 3rd place. So yeah, shit's happened basically.
Well, what's next for you this week? I think talking to Jordan ahead of the call sounds like you guys are going to be testing this week, or are you going to be taking some more downtime just to rest with the injury?
For my side, I'm going to rest a little bit for sure. I'm going to try to ride next week, but for now it's probably it's going to go for 7 days of resting. And Jordan is in US, so he probably knows what he has to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, one more question I have for you about those wins. Last year you had set out just to establish yourself in the pro class. You ended up becoming runner-up in the championship chase. And then this year to get not one, but 2 wins. How meaningful was that to you? And was it any surprise coming away with that first win and then backing up with another the next night?
I knew I had the speed since, I will say, probably mid-season last year. In Eagle River, I had some tough last weekend because we were doing the track backward, which I'm not super good going backward, but now we practiced that this year, so it's pretty fine. But yeah, last year I really feel I had the speed, but just like, I don't know, star wasn't aligned for me. And this year, getting back from, like, we did a lot of riding preseason, so I think all the effort that we put just paid in that weekend.
Well, let me ask you guys about Gpsv, since that's what we're here to talk about this week. Just with the event being canceled, it's such a huge bummer. I had seen both of you guys there 2 years ago in 2020. Let me start with you, Jordan. What does the Grand Prix Skidoo de Valcourt, what does that event mean to you? It's pretty close to home.
Yeah, it means a lot to us because it's close to home. So that's where we kind of go, and like all of our family is there to watch us, family, friends, and everyone. So, I mean, it means a lot to us because it's a big event. Like, I would say, like, almost like here in US, but in Canada at home. So, yeah, it means a lot for a family to watch us race against, I mean, like, a lot of people and against teams too.
Mm-hmm. What about you, for you, Francis?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Just being everyone, like, there's a lot of support going on my side from Quebec. So all those people can pretty much see only one races a year, and it's this one. And if they don't come at Gpsv, it's just because they're going to listen on internet because I'm racing ice hockey. So being there with a lot of people, and I've always been pretty good at that place too, because I always run like higher class. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I just jumped to Pro Lite at Gpsv, and the year after I won everything. And, just, it's been a pretty consistent place to get some podiums. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. It's windy, but, every race has something.
So Fargo was nothing for you guys compared to some of the cold you get back home. Well, Francis, when I had seen you there last time, I walked into the trailer with Dave and you said, no, we don't want to do an interview before the final. You didn't want to like jinx yourself. Is there maybe more nerves associated with Gpsv just being the home race and having so many fans and family there?
Well, I remember what you said about that, but they had something about I get DQ'd in the qualifiers, so I had to go by the LCQ. That's probably why I probably need some time, because sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, you've been around races a lot, so when something goes bad, we need some time to recover from that. And the sled was a little bit not in shape for the final. So, yeah, that's probably why I canceled the interview. But we've been friends forever now, so that's good.
Yes. Yep. No, there was no offense taken. I totally know how it is. So I appreciate you politely letting me know rather than being sassy with me. Now, Jordan, how has your history with the event been? If I remember correctly, I don't have the results in front of me, but you had a pretty good year in 2020 when we were there last.
Yeah, I won the Pro Lite when I was in sport in US. So, yeah, it was a pretty good year for me. And even the year prior to that, in junior class and sport class, I had pretty good years. So, yeah.
And in both being like, longtime Skidoo riders yourself, like, this is one thing I like to tell people about my experiences there, is that the city of Valcourt and the event, they preserve the history of Skidoo and snowmobiling so well. So how special is that? Like, I mean, to not only the brand you're racing with today, but just an event that really encompasses the history of snowmobiles, that I'd have to say that sets it apart from any ice hockey events or any other events out there.
Yeah, for sure. Being at Skidoo, and it's like the Skidoo race, I guess. It's, I don't know, it just feels like something else. It feels like you're at home, and yeah, it's fun to be there because every Skidoo people is there, and we know a lot of every worker there almost at the racing shop. We all know them. We test a lot with them. So I don't know yet. It means a lot, and it's a really fun race because it's at home and it's Skidoo and it's everything that we know, I guess.
Now this is quite a ways out, but fast forward to next year, the big 40th edition. Can we expect to see Warnett Racing maybe make an appearance again at Gpsv?
Yeah, I guess. And Jordan's gonna be in the pro, so we're gonna race each other for the first time ever. So hopefully we have some fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, that was Jordan Lebel and Francis Pelletier, Warnett Racing Skidoo riders who race the AMSOIL Championship Snowcross Circuit and Gpsv regulars. We will see you in 2023 for the big 40th edition. You can find all of our episodes from the Gpsv podcast on our YouTube page. You can also get them wherever it is you download your podcasts. I'm Haley Shanley for the Gpsv podcast. We'll see you next time.